Mungwe. Is Mr. Mungwe here? No?
He also took the position of host. Maybe we can wait for a few minutes.
Okay. Mhm.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Please, you have only 10 minutes, please.
Mthokozisi here?
Okay, let's share your presentation, yes.
Okay,
You have only 9 minutes, yes.
all right. Can you see my presentation? Can you see my presentation?
No, no, we cannot.
Okay. You can see it.
Yes, please make it full screen.
Okay. You can see it.
Yes, now fine.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to greet everyone. I'm from South Africa. So today I'm going to present about earthworms. These creatures are very underrated, but they do like so much work for our souls. So the title is DNA barcoding and survey of earthworm species utilized in vermicomposting in the Northern Cape and Cape regions of South Africa. So earthworms are important animals in the soil. They improve the soil fertility and the organic matter. So vermicomposting it's a process whereby earthworms are used to produce organic compost. So this organic compost can save money for the farmers which are using earthworms to improve their soil. So these are the earthworms that have been identified in South Africa that are used in vermicomposting. So as you can see, most of them, they are exotic. They are only imported from other countries to South Africa. So we don't have like the indigenous vermicomposting that we can use in South Africa. So most of the earthworm farmers assume that they have a xena array into their hips. So only 2 earthworms have been identified in South Africa. It's Xenia array and Peroxy excavators. These earthworms were identified using a molecular work as well as confirming it with taxonomy. So in South Africa, we have a lack of knowledge of the earthworms that are living in captivity as well as the free living earthworms. So the organizations called SAMBI, they made a call to do a research so that we can identify these earthworms. If we have the indigenous earthworms or exotic earthworms for vermicomposting. So these creatures are poorly studied. So there is a gap in knowledge of earthworms used in composting. So it was decided that because it is difficult to identify earthworms using taxonomy or morphological features, so it was decided that we'll focus on DNA barcoding to identify earthworms, and then they will be confirmed to a museum to identify them morphologically. So DNA barcoding tool was used to identify the earthworms that were sampled. So these are the following aims of the study. We wanted to identify the vermicomposting earthworms using DNA barcoding and estimate vermicomposting earthworm species richness, estimate their genetic diversity, and then create a geographical distribution of this of earthworm farmers, and then gather this knowledge and analyze and interpret for the farmers, for the farmers. And then we hypothesize that DNA barcoding will improve vermicomposting earthworms, and we're expecting a less number of different species. And then we are hoping that this will improve the knowledge of vermicomposting industry. So this is just a brief study site where we did a collection of our earthworms, and the earthworms were purchased or they were donated from the farmers which are farming these earthworms, and DNA was extracted from these earthworms, and then it was purified using a nucleospin tissue kit, and 25 worms from each population was studied, and then the DNA was amplified using PCR, and then the confirmation of DNA was confirmed using electrophoresis. So all the samples that we got from an electrophoresis were sent to Inaba biotech company to do the DNA barcoding. So we did a small survey to ask the farmers who are farming these earthworms some few questions so that we can gather information. So this is a predetermined questionnaire that was handed over to the earthworms, to the earthworm farming people, and from the results, this is we found out that all these earthworms that were collected from the farmers, they represent an exotic species, and there is no genetic difference, and they all represent one haplotype, which is available among all the earthworms that were studied, and they all belong to a genus Ezena. So even the neighboring tree that was generated, it represents that they all belong to Ezena and Ray. So all the earthworms that were studied, they were all identified as Ezena and Ray. So which means there's a possibility that there is an inbreeding, and all the earthworms that are used in South Africa, they belong to one genus and it's only one species. So all the earthworms were misidentified. And so in South Africa, the earthworm industry is highly rejected, and there's a need for trained taxonomists for earthworms and improvement to the earthworm farming industry. So
Time, please. Time.
okay, thanks.
I think let him conclude, please. You conclude. Go back.
So in future, we are planning to reevaluate all the earthworms that are used in vermicomposting farming, and look at the endemic species that we can use for vermicomposting, and we still require more information about where we can locate all the farmers and the possible vermicomposting earthworms which are indigenous to our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Mungwe, for this nice presentation about earthworms and soil organic matter. Please, Professor Oigun.
Okay.
Thank you.